Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our 53rd UpRock weekly call. Hashtag this week is UPT Pinoy Power. I'm your host, Jen McEwen. Let me bring on stage these familiar faces, Jesse Adams and Christopher O'Connell. What's up, guys?
Hey, Jen.
Happy Thursday, everyone.
Happy
Hey, Chris.
Thursday.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
I'm doing excellent. I mean, it is the Filipino week. And,
Nice.
I got my sun and stars on. I got my bolero. It was a great week of adobo and tagalog. But, I mean, honestly, I'd do that anyway, whether or not it's Filipino week. So
Yeah. No, that's a nice shirt. I like it. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Nice.
Thank you.
It's fancy. Very fancy.
Little traditional. Well, it's not totally traditional because I don't have the shoulders. You know how we have the
huge shoulders, the big the 1980 shoulders that never goes out of trend there. Yeah.
My Nai got me one. She got me a Filipiniana. I have to just go pick it up. So I was hoping I was going to have it for today, but I didn't go back to see her to pick it up. But anyway, maybe I'll wear it another time.
Yeah, adobo sounds really good right now, though.
Yeah, there's some in my fridge. So
nice.
Welcome to have it. Pork and chicken adobo.
Nice. That's a good mix.
It's a delicious.
You need the gelatinous fattiness of the pork with the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Chris, have you ever had adobo?
Of course I have.
Yeah.
I think I've had it. I think I've had it when you cooked, and I've certainly had it other places.
Yeah.
But I could, it's funny talking about the Philippines and other places. I could totally go for a Southeast Asia trip right now. Sit under a tin roof in a big straw hat and drink cold beer. It feels like that time of year.
Nice.
Yes.
Little San Miguel. Yeah.
Come with me to the Philippines.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Nice. Got some new people here today. New year. Cool.
Yeah, you guys come with me to the Philippines. We'll have a good time.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's wonderful. Last time I was there, just I love it. I love Bicol. That's my favorite place.
There's a famous it's at coins.ph that we've been talking to. It's an exchange that I think they dominate Philippines, and we've been talking to them. And so and obviously, like Filipino community, you guys killed it. As soon as we put the promotion up, everyone logged in and pushed the button to tap in to get in. So that was awesome. It was like
definitely on top of it.
It was instant reaction. So that was awesome. Yep.
Yes, good job, Familia. All right, let's get into this week's schedule, right?
Yep.
So we've got some highlights. We're going to talk about Solana DePIN season and some great tweets about how we're deep in the DePIN season.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Anchorage Digital updates.
Yep.
And of course, it's Philippine week. And then next week, you guys are going to New York for Accelerate. So we'll talk about that. We have a new contest coming from Sir Roz and the Rocketeers and the mods. They came up with this great new contest. And then we've got, there's still lots of names. So let's just get into it, shall we, boys?
Sounds good. Let's go.
All right. So first off, some highlights. Jesse, you were on another podcast or Spaces.
Yep.
Which one was this? This was a space. Oh, no, this is a pod?
This is a live stream. This is actually a live stream. Yeah.
Okay, DePIN Coffee Hour. Tell us about it.
Well, it's with Carrier One. We actually met them in Dubai, and we're doing. I think we're gonna do some things with them, and also with Havelo. And Syndica is like a aggregate of different types of deals in the DePIN space, I believe. But yeah, so it was pretty fun. It was at 6 a.m, and that's usually when I go to bed. So that was pretty nuts. I definitely needed coffee for that one. I made it I try to make it an effort, never have meetings before 10 a.m. But crypto never sleeps, so I constantly fail.
Yeah, and you also you're like a flat, but you're jet setting around. So like I don't even know what 10 a.m. means for you anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Nope. Not at all.
I guess just every hour is happy hour for you. So
yeah. But yeah, so it's a good one. I mean, we talked about DePIN, Havelo. They're making a kind of a DePIN aggregator app. We make it really simple to run an UpRock node. Essentially, you just install our apps. But a lot of other DePINs are kind of complicated. You have to set up some software, buy some hardware, set up a validator node, and there's a ton of them out there. So they realize there's a need for being able to abstract away all that complexity and make it really easy for people to just tap into many DePINs and just earn. So they take a small fee for doing this, where they just, they set it up for you. They have all the infrastructure and the hardware. They buy all the things. And I think you just pay a little bit of fee to get set up, like a transactional fee. They set you up with, dozens of different DePINs at once. And that's their mission anyway. So we talked a little bit about that. We talked about UpRock, and just the future of DePIN, and we're all seeing the same thing. A lot of excitement. A lot of people got burned from the meme coins just a few months ago, and so people are really hungry for exciting projects that you believe in and that have staying power. So not get burned so quickly. So yeah, we talked about that. We're all seeing really great growth, and it was just fun. But 6 in the morning is pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, okay. So folks, if you want to check that out, go to x.com/uprock.com. It's in the tweets. You've just been doing so much. So there's a lot to go through, but it's up there. You'll find it pretty quickly. And go check out that recording of the live stream. Cool. And so you have another one here too. You did this one was not a live stream. This was posted recently though, but you recorded this a couple weeks ago, or I guess now 3 weeks ago, in Istanbul with crypto. I hope I'm not pronouncing this totally wrong, but CryptoKipa.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, the Polish guys. Yeah, they're really fun. So you recorded this with them, little interview over in Istanbul. So tell us about that as well.
Yeah, so this was in Istanbul, and CryptoKipa, they're like their community group. Poland has actually a pretty strong crypto community. I think we want to check them out next year. These guys, they're a community group, and they create a lot of good content. And I think that high five was like, we're gonna go have beers and drinks in Poland. I think that's what that represents. That's fine.
But after 10 a.m.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. No, it was just cool to be there, and because we never met them in person. They're actually early backers. They're like really early believers in UpRock, and so they have always been really good supporters and keep track of us since the beginning. And so it's all been virtual. So it's so awesome to meet people like that in person once in a while. Yeah.
They're a really fun group. And after, of course, we went to that after party or the after event party. Or after party. What was it? It was a really cool place. It looked like where John Wick was filmed. John Wick 2, like a awesome fight scene.
It's like an underground catacombs, but it was vaulted ceilings, so it's
that's very cool.
I think it was like an aqueduct or like a utility building, and it was older than our own country, older than the United States.
Yeah,
Christopher, do you know what it was called? Do you know what it's called? You know Istanbul.
I have no idea. I don't know exactly where you guys were. I wasn't there. I got to stay home and work. So alas, so tell me all about the cool place you went to go drinking while I was back home working.
Yeah, Dev, stay home and do something.
But just this one, Dev. Just that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't have a slide for this, Jesse, but this morning you were on a live stream you were on an X Space with you guys were talking about RWAs, real world assets, and DePIN with Mario Nawful. Am I saying his name right?
Yep.
Nawful. Okay. I always think I hear Nawful. I see his name, and I'll often think of Narwhal, the hip hop or the band interviewer, the guy that can get deep dive into he'll find like Jay-Z's first demo tape, when he was before he was big or anything. Anyway, that's what I think of. Sorry, tangent. Tell me about.
I was going to say I thought I just think of an actual narwhal.
Or narwhal, but.
Yeah, we're gonna all get canceled here by these guys.
I know. I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? Just scratch this. We love you, Mario. And this was actually a really cool space. But you did that this morning, and you're talking about RWAs and DePIN.
It was a little random for me to hop on, but I had some mutual friends on that live stream, and they get a pretty good amount of people. That 60,000 people tuned in. And so, obviously it's fun to talk about. They talked about RWAs, which is real world assets. And it's like a cousin to DePIN. So, the whole idea is like tokenized real world assets. So the best example is if you have a building, you can tokenize the building. So, instead of having, maybe an institution or a bank owning it, you can have thousands of people actually buy into a building
Mm-hmm.
using smart contracts and tokens. And so that's why it's a kind of a cousin to DePIN, because both cases you're rallying a community, your public participation in some kind of financial thing. And so just more liquidity, more accessibility, all those type of stuff. The difference between obviously RWA and DePIN is, with RWAs, it's all about appreciation. And with an accent, that's how you make and get yield. Whereas DePIN, it's more about usage. You're building a network of some kind of usage, whether it's, in our case, real-time data, and then you can go sell that data that we've accumulated together. But those two things are really good. They really do complement. I think the interplay between those two will be really interesting in the future. I mean, if you think about like RWA, like shipping goods around, maybe the transportation might be that whole network could be tokenized, where community can own the transportation and make have like on warehouse and storage and stuff like that. And then you might want to have a DePIN network of IoT sensors to verify on chain that what you're selling and what you're distributing is actually the goods and part of that RWA network. So I think those two could be really interesting. Obviously, when it's all crypto, everything's more liquid. And that was just cool to meet other founders that are building cool stuff. So tomorrow, was invited again to be on Mario's crypto podcast. This time it'll be all about DePIN, and that one is tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I think. Let me check that real quick. I believe it's 9 o'clock. And that should be good too. So we'll get a pretty good amount of audience. And then of course, that's great for our UpRock community, because that's more exposure for what we're building, which is awesome. We're talking about all things DePIN tomorrow. So,
Nice. That's great. So what time did you say that one is?
I think that is, let me check. Let's see. Let me get
We'll
back.
We'll put it in X, put it on we'll tweet it, and we'll put it on Discord and all that. But yeah, keen to check that out. And also go check out the recording from this morning. It's also on X, so x.com/uprock.com. You'll see it. You'll just see a whole bunch of Jesse. He's been making the rounds. He's been
for whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, he's there.
So 12 p.m. EST. Yeah, so it's 9 a.m. for Seattle time. Basically like about 2 hours from it's 11 o'clock for us now. So yeah.
Ooh,
about
that's
2 hours earlier. We'll start out a little deck
for your wake up time. How are you gonna deal?
I know. I keep sucking.
Weeks.
But this one's a good one. So I think it's gonna get a good spaces. I'm not sure who else is gonna join the call, but they tend to have really good quality projects and founders, and it's always good to be invited.
Cool. All right. Well, excited to see that tomorrow. So now, speaking of obviously what you've been talking about, obviously we are deep in the DePIN season.
Yep.
So there's a new tweet out here from Syndica, deep dive into Solana DePIN in particular. When we were in Dubai, everyone's talking DePIN. When we were in Istanbul, everyone's talking DePIN. India, everyone's talking DePIN. I mean, all the shows that we've been going to this year, it really is straight up the season of this. It's accelerating. And so what is Syndica saying? We've got record on-chain revenue, surging data usage, millions of contributors, and then there's growth across compute and AI infra, which is also, this is like the marriage of UpRock, what UpRock marries, DePIN and AI. So Chris, your thoughts about this wonderful season we're in?
I think that it's actually really the perfect time for it. You talk about seasons; it's the summertime, and so I think a lot of people are gonna, people take a little time off from work, or they're just doing projects around the house and stuff. And after a long winter, it's nice to get out. So I think it is a huge, as we see from the data, it is the season of DePIN. It's the season, UpRock's super easy. Every day is the season of UpRock. You just install it on your phone, done. But for other things, for more complex DePIN, something where maybe you have to install it on the roof or set up a sensor or something like that, it's definitely the time to do it. And it's also, I'm not an economist, obviously, but it's interesting. I think. I saw an article in maybe the Wall Street Journal or Business Insider a couple of days ago that the recession is canceled, and God, I hope that's true. But without saying, without knowing whether that's true or not, I kind of get that feeling. People are excited about stuff again. They want to see things happening, and so the last couple months have been a little choppy. But I think, we're getting into the summertime, hopefully not so many systemic shocks to the economy. And that, yeah, it is absolutely the time where DePINs are starting to shine, just as you mentioned before. We've been having, I'd say people are maybe a little burned out on meme coins right now. That's personal opinion, but I think that's true. So it's, yeah, DePIN is happening.
Yeah, I don't think that's as controversial to say today as it would have been maybe 8 months ago. But yeah, totally. I think people are burnt out. They want to see like real utility. And this is what is exciting also with us. We've got we got Prism out now.
Yeah.
When our Prism revenue kicks in, that's talk about DePIN, real DePIN growth, right? Marrying these two, AI and DePIN or DePIN. But yeah, we have other things in the app like we'll obviously share your unused compute to earn the native token. Then there's other activity you could get from the offer wall, like your play to earn games, your surveys, your online shopping, and all that revenue goes back directly to our community. But yeah, it's just a very I feel like we have a well-tuned ecosystem here, or I guess tokenomics. But yeah, super excited about what is in store, what's already happened this year with DePIN and what's in store. We're going to start seeing, like I said before, the last year was about building, not just for us, but everybody who's in the space. This year is launching, right? And revenue coming in. So it's going to just feel like it's going to be even the hockey stick. We're not even at the middle of it. We're at the very beginning of the hockey stick.
Yeah. Yeah, Jen, and some of the revenue we need to show it more on chain. Some of these guys that Syndica and some others that are calculating these things, like they're doing a good job, but they're not calculating everything because we also use our revenue for liquidity pools and other ways on chain that they don't measure. So we're going to work with a lot of these companies who are measuring things, but it's really cool to get on people's radar like this. Because if you get on people's radar like this, and other people who are interested in buying tokens that they really believe in DePIN, big buyers really. That are reading Syndica and reading these reports, it really matters to actually show up on these things. And this is why we're getting more speaking engagements. This is why I'm constantly getting more product keynotes. This is why I'm getting invited to spaces more. People are really looking for quality projects. This is why it's amazing to have like the actual Solana Foundation account to actually repost this. This is why they're excited about what we're going to do at Prism. We're actually, like I said last week, we're still working out some of the kinks and bugs that the UpRockers and the Rocketeers are submitting to us. So we don't want them to blast out too much yet. But as we kind of work through the kinks, we'll get a lot of support from the foundation and just the community itself. It's because they're seeing that all the hard work that we're doing, the community is building with us, is actually it's paying off, and you can see it. It's real. It's on chain, and people are seeing it. So it's not even like we asked people to even include us in these charts. They just saw it and they said, "Oh wow, who should we talk about in DePIN that's actually building stuff that is actually provable on-chain traction?" They show real growth, real users, real new wallets are being built, real revenues being generated, tokens are being burned, liquidity pool is going up. These things actually really matter. So that's what's awesome, guys. So yeah, all these things help me and us when we go around and have to talk about our token and get people to buy into it and have conviction. These things are what matter.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, another great news or fun news, we've got Anchorage Digital just added UPT to its list of supported assets. So now we are among some of the biggest names in the space that are backed by the only federally chartered crypto bank.
Yep, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they're the crypto bank for institutions. So that is pretty awesome. And again, that's something that just happened because we're working with people that also have big influences, and they're buying into UPT. They believe in what we're doing. They also use Anchorage, and that's how these things happen naturally, organically. So
organically, yes.
Cool. Yeah.
And so here, I'll read this out in case you guys can't see the slide. But okay, so what are the benefits for an institutional crypto custody? One is bankruptcy protections and segregated assets. Regulatory compliance. I know that sounds like something. So for some people, they don't like hearing what. I don't like those two words, but it's a good. In order for an industry to get big, you have to have some. But keys stored in air gap hardware security modules, elimination of single points of failure, and staking directly from regulated custody.
Yeah, when people have so much, you're talking about huge amounts of money here, and so they pay extra to have these protections. So it's like not everyone's going to want to own their own keys, and when you get this big, you're just willing to pay extra for these type of services. So yeah, that's just going to happen, which is good for. There's going to be some companies and some people that will do the DEXs and feel totally comfortable using all the decentralized exchanges and all the DeFi protocols that are out there. But a lot of companies for a very long time are going to use some of the more centralized versions, where it's like where they're used to some of the protections you get from traditional finance.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of them, it's not even necessarily about comfort. They need to be audited. They have to get past various audit reports, and we're very lucky. We have a great team that we've worked with in order to do this. But even for us, as a relatively small and very much blockchain first company, there can sometimes be these weird disconnects between how blockchain works and how traditional asset accounting is expecting data to be presented. Okay, we need to see a table with every transaction that any of your wallets made during this time frame. We can do that here, no problem. We send it to them. They go, what the hell is this? I'm like, well, it's all 127,000 transactions that were made during that time frame. And they're like, no. We're like, yes. So it's a real challenge. And I mean, look, that is definitely why there's a space for companies like this. Just as to be honest, just as there are in the traditional crypto space or traditional finance space. I make these kinds of analogies a lot. Everything that's old is new again in crypto, for better and for worse, but mostly for better. But how many of us, if you own a few stonks, chances are you're not going to the company and talking to their CFO and actually buying paper share certificates from them. You're going through a third-party app that manages it for you. Even big companies do that. Even big investment funds do that. So, excuse me. So yeah, so it's all it's a really great space, and it's a really great service.
Yeah.
But this also opens the door, now that this big provider supports UPT, makes it a lot easier for others to buy into the ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that, like you said, big businesses would need, a place where they would want to get their UPT, or people who are new. You want to bring all these Web 2 people into Web 3. They're gonna want something that feels a little safer than a DEX.
All these things are
easier to use too.
Tell you what, just adding something like this on our site just adds third-party validation. So it's just all those things help reduce risk in someone's mind when they're interested in UPT. So whether you use Anchorage or not.
All right, guys. So that's it we have for the updates. Let's talk about the Philippines. It is the country. This is our country of the week. Yay, Filipino. Okay.
I'm experimenting with sound effects. See if it's good. It works.
Yes. Good job, Jesse. So Jesse did a little sound effect just now. We're thinking about getting one of them. Oh, guys, you don't even know. Hang on. Before we talk about the Philippine Country Week, you don't even know. So I told Jess, I think I need a new light, right? Maybe a ring light, because we're all recording this in our our own personal spaces. We don't have a studio. And so Jesse orders some things for me. I have a straight up studio rig now. It's so hot right now. I have this huge light right here. I don't even have it all set up. I was like, where am I going to put all this stuff? So now I have to find
nice.
Well, I think we're going to maybe ask Jonathan. He was on our stream a couple of months ago. He does NIF Mint. They do RWAs.
Yeah.
And maybe he has an office nearby, so maybe we can take his spot and use this new equipment. But
we gotta up our game, guys. It can't look like amateur hour here,
Yes.
So it's actually pretty good, because in the beginning our cameras used to cut out, and it was pretty rough. But now I can see all your pores here, everyone here. It's
good.
You
can't see mine. I have makeup on. I have a full beat, so you can't see. You can't see
mine. Yeah.
Well, as I've been working on a new streaming space too. So this with the summer finally here, I've been trying to do a little around the house work. So I've turned in a little shed into a little
Nice.
streaming studio because
Yeah.
it's about to get real hot.
Yeah.
And, I was thinking I could get one of those little portable ACs, and of course it's probably going to be too loud for the stream, so I haven't bought it yet. I'm trying to figure out if there's some way of like putting it outside so it doesn't make noise and plumbing it in so I can have a little. Anyway, hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll have a new streaming spot too.
Yes, you absolutely should. Well, talk to Jesse if you want to go overboard. Talk to Jess. But anyway, so Jess is now playing with the sound effects. So I think what's next, Jess, you're going to get a little like one of those box that what are they called, Chris?
The Stream Deck or whatever.
Stream Deck. Jess, I think you should pick that up. And once he has that, guys, it's just going to be all sound effects.
It's going to be like a lot of yeah, it's going to be good.
You should have been in today. Okay.
Yeah, well, we got to celebrate because, like I said, Filipinos showed up strong, stacking UPT. Let's go.
Let's go. Number one adopters. I love it. All right. So this is the Philippines is the country week. In my case, the motherland. So May 12th through the 19th. If you are in the Philippines, you get double your earnings. So I should just do one time. Double your earnings.
Yeah.
And all you got to do, honestly, you don't really have to do much. Just open the app. You'll see a little thing that says I'm in. If you're in the Philippines, I'm in. But you don't even need that. If you're in the Philippines, you got double earnings until the 19th. And so far, Familia, you guys been doing a pretty damn good job.
Nice.
Yeah. What did you guys say? It was like pretty immediate, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, the response has been super solid.
Yeah.
Definitely cause for a karaoke tonight, Jen.
Absolutely. I have a long I have a long list of karaoke songs. My friend a friend of mine, also a Filipino guy, he also obviously loves karaoke because it's in our blood. But he not only has a long list of karaoke songs, he actually has the numbers to input into the system. That's
pretty good. That's
like really good.
You don't want to fuck around. You only got an hour sometimes in the and there's mic hawk, so you really gotta get to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't think I have time for I don't think I have time this evening to go to karaoke. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Well, you can just be our audience. We always like a good audience too, Chris. You can just clap. Thank you very much.
I love this from Drew. The Philippines, with all its islands, is already a DePIN country. I mean, 7,000.
It is.
Islands.
It is. It absolutely is.
That is crazy. Thousands of islands. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of spaces there. So anyway, guys, thanks. This is your week. I'm very excited about this one. I'm excited about all of them. I am wearing my Filipino gear, or some of it. I got my the flag stuff here. But I was thinking, like, if we know more in advance of what the next countries are going to be, I would love to kind of wear something.
Yeah.
Country. It'd be fun. Maybe a little accessory. I don't know. Sure. It'd be fun.
Why not?
We did that with India. We had the scarf, or you had the scarf. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, guys. Now let's move on.
Okay.
I can talk about karaoke all day, but let's move on. Accelerate. We have got, this is coming up on the 19th through the 20th, or actually 19th to the 23rd.
Yeah, the whole week.
What's with the 2-day break?
It kind of isn't. I think they're trying to sort of distinguish the two, but then looking at the schedule, there's a bunch of things that kind of bleed into the 21st. So
okay. So you two boys are going to be there.
Yep.
Yeah, they're letting me out of the shed. I get to go to New York.
Yeah.
Don't test your luck. Don't piss us off. Don't piss me off. I'll lock that door right behind you, Cinderella. Okay, so you guys are leaving in a couple days. Jesse and Christopher are going to be in the Big Apple. The first half is, the developer conference? And
first half is the developer conference. Second half is the more, let's say, general purpose conference. Although I think a lot of developers are going to be there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you know what? You guys aren't calling it. It's not developers anymore. It's builders.
Yeah. No, it's vibe coders, Jen.
No, Christopher will lock you in the shed, Jesse.
Yeah, I was about to say, you want to go to the woodshed?
We're vibe coders. I vibe everything. Vibe code, vibe speak, vibe write, vibe chat.
I mean, this isn't even me. I just built an AI to do the live streams for me.
Yeah,
I'm I'm working on updating it right now. Why do you think I pause sometimes? I'm like, ooh, no, I know what he should say. So that's how the AI works. Sometimes you just have to do it for it.
Live stream. It's great. Okay, so the first half, these are very, very threatening titles for the conference. But the first half is ship or die. Second half is scale or die.
Yeah.
So looks like you guys are coming back alive.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna ship and scale, and that's it. Yeah, the first two is at different location, and there's like a 1-day break. Wednesday's a break, but there are other things happening that day, and then a lot of people are flying in for the second half of the week. Should be a good one. They don't want to tout this as like the American breakpoint, but they want to make it as epic and as big and as quality as the breakpoint of last year. And this year the breakpoint's in Abu Dhabi, but they do want to have one here because it is a big deal that USA is pro crypto, and the whole point of this was to create a lot of momentum. They did a bunch of Solana events in major American cities. I helped actually start the one in Seattle, so we had a Seattle event a couple of weeks ago with our friend Jonathan at Nifman at his startup labs here in Seattle, which was cool, and did around the United States, all leading up to this big event called Solana Accelerate. So there's actually going to be some really like quality speakers there, like big names, and even just traditional finance, like Kathy Wood is going to be there. Politicians are going to be there that are pro crypto probably. I think some like surprise guests. A lot of all the big crypto VCs are going to probably be there, specifically probably in Solana space. And then every founder company you can think of that's building on Solana will be there, or at least repping there. So it should be really, really good for us to be there. We're going to connect with a lot of folks we met in Turkey, Dubai. It's all about continuing those networks, continuing to build those relationships, and and closing deals. So yeah, really excited to be there. Plus, I have not traveled with Chris at some of these events. I'm usually doing this by myself. Besides the Istanbul ones, the whole team went there, so that was great. But Chris and I have not been at one of these events together in a while.
It's like getting the band back together.
Huh?
I know.
Like getting the band back together since before COVID.
Yeah, full of billionaires. This already is, but yes.
I mean, that's true every day, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, I wish I could go there with. Well, I mean, I say that I wish I could go there with you guys, but I'm also tired of traveling right now. But it's going to be fun. You know what? If they do, okay, knock on wood, die. It won't be because they didn't ship or scale.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
It's because they went to Keen's and they had a lot of steak and a lot of whiskey. And
we passed out and never shipped and never scaled.
That's okay. I've already got the AI programs to make sure to ship and scale while we're there, so that we can focus on the eating and drinking.
Okay, so you said they don't want to make this the American breakpoint.
They want to make its own thing. They wanted to make this its own thing, but I think they just want to describe it that way, at least to let you know they're taking this is not just any old regular meetup in New York.
Okay,
this is going to be epic, big scale. Really celebrating that that America is actually pro crypto, and they want to keep that momentum and encourage it and support it and make sure just build the momentum, essentially accelerate.
Okay,
so,
great.
Yeah, this will talk about like Chris was saying earlier, it really feels like that's in the air. Like people are pretty excited about the future, especially if you're in the builder mode, if you're in technology, if you're an entrepreneur. It really does feel like things are back in the US, and so anyway, that's what this is about. So yeah, and that's what they're saying. They want it to be not like, don't think of it as just breakpoint, but it's going to be as epic.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, I look forward to hearing us and the rest of the team and everybody else in the community. I'm sure we look forward to hearing about Accelerate while you guys are there. As is said here, Accelerate is going to be epic. That's for sure.
Yeah. So anyone in the chat that's actually going to be there, hit Chris and I up. We're going to be there all week. So yeah, let's get let's ship and scale.
Yeah, the whole point of this, what people mean by scale is network, talk, figure out what the what the next big step is. So we want to talk to anybody and everybody.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, great. So coinciding with your guys' trip to the Big Apple, New York City, next week, our country is USA. So I am definitely going to be wearing on the stream my American flag sunglasses. I have a cool jacket, but it's the back. You won't be able to see it. I think I have a Uncle Sam outfit somewhere. Maybe I'll dig that one up, get super patriotic. If there's anything you should know about Americans, it's that we don't turn down an opportunity. Well, many of us don't turn down an opportunity to wear the flag. So, Christopher, are you bringing your thoughts?
I got plenty.
I don't. That's not a special event. I wear American flag socks every time I wear shoes, which isn't very often. But I mean, I live in Arizona, so I mostly wear flip flops. But when I wear shoes, I wear American flag socks because why not?
Why not? Okay, Jesse, what are you gonna wear?
I mean, I got American sunglasses. I got hats. I got shirts. So I'm gonna look like the American Eagle, American Unicorn threw up all over me. That's what, yeah.
You guys are just gonna come on the stream with like Budweiser or something, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yo, Yingling, because I'll be on the East Coast, so we're gonna Yingling. Yingling's sounds like a Chinese beer, but it's actually the oldest American brewery from Pennsylvania called Yingling, and you cannot get it on the West Coast. You can only get it on the East Coast. Maybe I'll crack one of those open.
They somewhat recently went to Missouri or something. They went as far as Missouri, but yeah.
That's so. I mean, we divide the U.S. into the East and West along the Mississippi usually, so that's barely to the dividing line.
Yeah.
It's such a long way from for some people really understand this, but the U.S. is such a huge country. I'm just looking at flying all the way to New York is like a 7-hour flight. Like, oof, and I'm not even leaving the country. I don't even need a passport for that.
Yeah. Well, now you need a real ID.
Yeah,
I got an ID right here.
Okay, guys. So that is next week. While these boys are in New York, the country for next week is the United States of America.
Cool.
All right, and so look out for them. If you are in New York for Accelerate, look out for these two. Look for the guy with a cigar and American flag socks, and then look for the guy with probably American heart sunglasses with the American flag on it, something like that.
Yep.
All right. So here's moving on. We've got a new campaign that is coming up. I don't know if this is posted on X yet, but the same time. So next week from the 19th through the 22nd, we're going to do a DePIN poster contest. So we are asked, Roz asked ChatGPT or what I think he used ChatGPT and Dolly and some others. Like, what does DePIN look like? Out of curiosity, what does AI think DePIN looks like? He had some fun stuff that came up, and now he got a great idea. What about you guys? What do you think DePIN looks like if you had to visualize it? So the contest is this: create your own DePIN poster using any tool you like. You can use AI. You can use your hands. You can do a full-on design, a graphic design, even like, I don't know, maybe an animated poster, or just do doodles and share your vision of what you think DePIN should, how you would visualize it. We'll post this on X if it's not already. So x.com/UpRock.com. If it's not already there, here's the details. You would reply with your post of the image, and then you'll use the hashtag, which I believe at this moment is DePIN Vision. The deadline will be on the 22nd, and then the top 3 visuals will be featured and rewarded in UPT during our live stream. So if any of that changes, I don't think it has. I believe that is set in stone, and that's already on X. So anyway, that's straight from the horse's mouth. That's what it is. So yeah. If you are if you're artistically inclined, either or you are AI adept. Is it adept? Adept?
Enthusiast. I say enthusiast. Everyone's
adept. No, adept is a good word.
I always say it wrong though. Is it adept or adept? Because they're two different things, very different things.
Adept.
Okay. Anyway, so if you are if you're a creative, either with your hands or with AI, and you'd like to enter this poster contest, please keep your eyes peeled for that post and submit your poster of what you think DePIN looks like.
Yep.
That's kind of a hard one. That's pretty abstract, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's hard to be creative with it because when you end up doing is always making like a circle of devices, and that's usually what everyone does. And so it's interesting to think about how can you come up with a good visual that's unique besides just because DePIN also tends to look like the image for decentralized, and that also is always the same image, which is like a circle of devices. Maybe so if you come up with new ways of doing that, or maybe just a totally different metaphor, would be interesting to think about, Yeah. Or the other thing too is it's the unique thing about DePIN is there are contributors, and then there are contributors are the providers of data, and then there's the consumers of the data. And so there's kind of this reciprocal like flywheel or loop that happens. And I haven't seen any really good DePIN diagrams that explain that, where you have like two networks or two-sided platforms, supply and demand, that are really like working together well, and that's the power of DePIN. So like that's interesting too, because a circle doesn't quite explain that there's actually two communities going on. There's the contributors and then the consumers, and those really work well together, and they're both incentivized. And the more contributor and more the network effect. So somehow visually showing that every time there's another participant on either side of that network, there's network effects, and the whole thing grows. So if there's more data or more contributors, then there's more people can actually consume, and vice versa. So there's more consumers, and there's more demand for the contributors, and vice versa, right? And so that's actually really hard to think about. How do you convey that in one powerful poster? So we've thought about it. We've tried it a few times, and we love to incentivize coming up with some great ideas about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or as Drew says, it's a beach full of hot naked chicks, all with his phone number.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's DePIN for me. Maybe kitty cats that all want to like cuddle.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Raz. Yeah. It's like, how do you do those things? Show this reciprocal flywheel, this loop that of two-sided platform, and how to show you a network effect that as any sides grow, that actually complements each other. Though that is actually an interesting metaphor to figure out, and because just doing that circle of devices is old and been there, done that,
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with. I'm
cool.
especially interested to see what you guys who are illustrators come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean also AI, but like the illustrators,
I think we start here, see what the ideas come up with. Then I think we should also do another contest and pay rewards for folks to animate them, because that might be even better. Just like here's the concept of the diagram, but imagine if this thing was animated and how it could really pitch in like 15 seconds what DePIN is.
I like that. I like that. It gets a level of collaboration. I mean, it's to some of the submissions we've had from people in the past are great, but others you can definitely see some people might have a great concept and be able to sketch it out, and other people are better at the actual animation and stuff like that. So maybe kind of doing it in two phases really lets people kind of express the parts that they're best at.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so Roz, you're in the chat. You hear it? The Rocketeers, you guys hear?
Yeah.
All right, that's a great idea. Okay, guys, so from the 19th to the 22nd, so start thinking, put your thinking caps on, and submit your give us your submissions on X. You'll see the post, and then you can reply there. Make sure you reply there too, and you use the hashtag, because if you don't, then we won't find it. So, okay, make sure you use DePIN Vision, and you are also replying to that post, because it would be hard for us to find it. Sometimes it gets lost in the ether. So don't get lost. Oh no, speaking of get lost, Jesse, we just lost Jesse.
Get lost. Yeah, 1 second.
I didn't mean you, Jess.
Gosh, that was too aggressive.
I said don't get lost.
Yeah.
We love having you here, Jess. Don't leave us.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on.
You're not.
All right, let's move on. Okay, so we have got here's another post on X. Join the 1000 Club. or get left behind. So thousands of UpRockers have already earned over 1,000 UPT, and we want to know if you're one of them, or are you still grinding your way up? So check out this post on X, go look for it, show us your balance, or check the offers in the app so you can catch up. And so as a reminder, the offers that we have, the ways that you can catch up and earn more UPT. One, there's always the contributing your unused compute. You can increase that earn rate today by, things that affect your earn rate today are like your location. So what geo are you in, and your internet connection. Now we are working on more ways to boost your earn rate, and that's in the works at the moment. We're going through the development phase of this, but that's coming. But for now, that's how you can boost your earn rate. There's other ways that you can earn more UPT though. You can do online shopping. So we have an offer section where you can do online shopping. You can earn UPT back for anything that you buy. And some really great deals are coming down the pipeline as well for that. We have answering surveys. So get a penny for your thoughts, or more than a penny. You get some UPT for your thoughts. That has been super popular. And we have games. Now, this has been out on Android since November. And we have just put it in test flight for Apple this week. So it will be coming to, Apple review gods, if they bless us.
We're trying it in, guys. We're going to submit. We submitted games to iOS. So hopefully it doesn't get banned, or not banned, but suspended again. So
not accepted. Yeah,
not accepted. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't banned. It just wasn't accepted because they thought too much of our app was like about the game stuff. So we introduced more stuff into the iOS app, so that, to satisfy them with that requirement. But anyway, that is back in. So that's coming that's coming shortly to you guys, your iOS users. So those are the 3 ways that you can earn some more UPT. Of course, you can also do things like stake your UPT and get varying degrees of yield depending on how long you stake for and how much you stake. So if you are in the Thousands Club, let us know.
There might be even a future benefit to being in the UPT 1000 Club.
Oh, there might be.
Just thinking out loud, just saying out loud.
Anyway, it might be
just throwing it out there. But, all right.
Like that. So if you aren't there yet, there are many ways for you to get there. So go check out the apps and start playing some games, answering some surveys, and of course, just keep checking back in.
Perfect.
All right.
Jen, the lock button before you saw that.
Oh.
Yeah. That's just a quick update for that. So speaking of the iOS update, that's great. The lock update is, as folks know, we had an issue with some of the hot wall that got compromised. We did a bunch of fixes, and so just for security reasons, we paused withdrawals and deposits temporarily. But we were able to fix that up in a few days, and they're back online today. So, or not today, but this week we got them back on. So if you haven't checked in a couple of days, log back in. You'll see it's totally fine now. The issue has been resolved. We're totally fine. We implemented a bunch of security fixes, and we're moving on. So, but just letting you know, withdrawals and deposits are back.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I went right through that, and I was like, oh, lock button. I just got a brain fart there. Yes, withdrawals and deposits are back. That incident last week is mostly behind us. I mean, for this part of it, it's behind us. But we're still we're working things through internal. Anyway, we know who we're dealing with.
Yeah, it's a process. There's things going on, and we'll in hopefully a week or two we'll say a little bit more. But for now, we're working through it.
Yeah, I just keep thinking of that Taken line. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want, but I have a particular set of skills. I will find you. And we do have a particular set of skills. Anyway.
So true, though. It's so true. That's exactly what we're thinking. That's exactly what we're doing. So
except we know who you are. Okay, so actually I won't say anymore. But anyway, the wallet, the withdrawals and deposits back in. Thank you so much for being so patient with that. We're really appreciative of your guys' understanding. Honestly, everybody was so understanding and really cool about it. I love
that was awesome.
And transparency is key here, guys. I mean, we do this every week. We tell you what we're working. We do our team round tables. You know, like a lot of companies will do this, or teams, organizations will do this. What are you working on this week? What did you do last week? We do this live with you guys.
Yeah.
We also do it internally too, but we do this live with you guys. And so I think the transparency thing is like really, I mean, it's just the way it is now. This is the way you have to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you everyone for being so understanding with that and supportive. And also huge thanks to the Rocketeers as well for helping us with this, because I know they had to answer a lot of questions with the community. And yeah, you guys did an awesome job. Thank you so much.
Yep. I've had people privately DM me and say, hey guys, your communication around this incident was perfect. It was awesome. Your community members were great. I saw them really like engage with everybody. So yeah, round of applause for all y'all for doing this. And we really like moved fast on that. And so, you know, like I said, we had a lot of security things in place. There's like, there was a dumb thing that happened and we fixed it and we're moving on. But we really appreciate the community for understanding. So that was great.
Yeah. All right. So more information coming soon.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's move on to, because we only got 8 more minutes left. We're going to get this in time.
Okay.
What we wanted to know about what wallet you guys are using. So we got Web3 migration is coming. And so we want to know, what Solana wallet do you prefer before we implement wallet connections in UpRock?
Yep.
So we asked everybody, let's see, yesterday. It looks like Phantom's the big one.
Yeah, I mean, they are pretty big in Solana, so that makes sense. But we were just curious to see. You know, it'd be interesting to do that same survey, not on X, but in the UpRock apps, and see what because X tends to be heavily crypto people that are following us on social on the X, versus like people who follow us on Facebook versus people who are just following us via the apps. But still, it's always useful data because we want to be able to know which wallets we support and prioritize, and we don't want to work on that wallets that our community doesn't want to use first, you know. So yeah, we're limited time. So these surveys are really great, so we can really focus on delivering the best features first for the majority of our customer base. Well,
okay, to throw a wrench to the wheels, though, in the comments, Mobile dominated, and then more than Backpack, which so which one? Yeah, so which is like, well, I mean, the clear winner here is Phantom and Soulflare, then Soulflare. But you know, when it comes to 3rd and 4th, is it Juke Mobile? Is it Backpack?
Yeah.
And then what do you say here? Soulflare is just getting better and better in your opinion? Yeah, I mean, Soulflare is a great wallet as well. So, but I think we have the clear one. It's Phantom.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we don't want anyone to not use UpRock because we don't support a particular popular wallet anyway. It's just this survey helps us prioritize which ones to support first. But you know, we want to say it shouldn't be a reason not to use UpRock because we don't support Soulflare. So if you're using Soulflare, you want to connect, like that helps too. But it's also just an interesting survey for us to know like which wallets are popular out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What wallet do you guys use?
Phantom.
You don't have to answer that.
Jupe. I'm testing out Jupe. Is kind of new for mobile, so I'm using that a lot. But of course, I'm pretty early adopter on a lot, so I like trying all the different wallets, even non-Solana stuff, just to see how these things are adapting and growing. Yeah. So I'm using other chain wallets too. Honestly, I'm using OKX wallet. We partner with them on some things, so I'm trying all of them out because they're all doing interesting, cool stuff. Yeah.
Which wallets do you think have like the best features or like the best, I don't know. That's another thing I want to know. Not just what wallet people use, but also why do you prefer the wallet that you prefer?
I
From
think
an experience standpoint, a UX standpoint, it'd be good to know. Like, what is it that you like about these about the wallets that you use?
I'll be honest. One of my favorite wallet features is, and I think Soulflare does this really well, is actually like the big interface. Here I'm talking about desktop, but not being stuck with just a little either. Sidebar interface is great, and I get why people like that for sure. And the little pop up is fine for a lot of things. But if I've got to do something a little more complicated, I just like having the full screen view, no distraction. And just being able to see more of what's going on in one place than just having like a little tiny window.
Yeah, that's nice on the desktop. Yeah, have a full screen.
Obviously, like if you're doing a lot of swaps and best price, so Jupe kills it. I mean, if you just run online, because a lot of the other wallets use Jupe on the back end, and so they're going to add a fee on top of what they're already using with Jupe. So it's just bottom line, they're going to be a little more costly to do swaps through their wallet because they're going to add their own profit to it. So transaction fees on top. So for just like straight up speed, or you use the browser in those wallets. But like Chris said, like all the browsers and all the wallets kind of suck, actually.
All the browser wallets?
Just the browser itself. They all have a built-in browser.
All the browsers in the wallet.
About mobile browser.
Yeah, you're talking mobile is
so desktop browser
really
is whatever. Desktop browsers are better because you have a full browser tab. You can connect with your extension. The experience is decent. It's good. But if you're opening the mobile browser on the mobile apps, the mobile wallet apps, it's just you're so familiar with certain just things with just the default features of a browser are missing, like being able to tap the search bar and seeing a search history, going back and forth. A lot of times, if you press back, you lose all your history. You have to go back into the tab, open a new one. Like little things you're just used to when that come default by Chrome are gone because these other wallets have to add those features in because they're all custom UI. So people don't realize.
A lot of them are just using a web view, an embedded web view.
Yeah, embedded web view strips away so much features, and so a lot of these wallets, like Chris said, like you don't realize if you're a wallet company, you don't realize how much you lose if it's just a web view and how much you have to build your own from scratch. And a lot of times don't prioritize it, so it's just a crappy browser experience,
And even in some ways, iOS is even worse.
Yeah.
Because it's such a lockdown ecosystem that you end up with these sort of little. I mean, it's really rough on iOS on iPhones. It's overall. I gotta say it. I mostly do crypto stuff on the desktop. I've tried on mobile. I have one of the better experiences is the Solana phone. That's definitely the Saga. That's definitely got some better integrations, and of course, it's great that it has the hardware security module in there. But overall, I typically don't do anything crypto related on the phone just because the experience isn't there yet. It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I get a little nervous too because I'm like, the real estate is so small. It's like if I mess up, like I don't know, you have to get just right. I just get nervous doing really important stuff on the phone.
I hear you.
Because with the interfaces, I mean, it's often enough that you can misunderstand an interface, and even more likely that it would happen if it was on a phone. So I just don't like to do that, but yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Speaking of interfaces you need to understand, I got one question real quick. Why is everything in English and down for Spanish?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Question. Yeli Castillo asks, why is everything in English and don't they offer the Spanish option for Latin American community?
Yeah.
Lo siento, no hablamos español. That's as far as I know. Lo siento, and can't speak it. But we would love to offer this in multiple languages, like translate.
We will.
You can't do it.
The point is, it's just a lot of work.
But when you can watch the re-recording, we can do subtitles, or I guess with AI, we might be able to just do dubbed.
But Jen, I don't know if she's Yeli is actually describing the stream or the app itself or the site.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the stream. I was like, I can't speak Spanish.
Yeah, but you're right. If it's a stream, then yes, lo siento, we don't speak Spanish. But if it's for the app itself, we will localize the app. It just takes time. We are doing a lot of things. It just takes time. I think we will plan to do it community powered. The apps themselves are already, the code base already supports having localized strings or basically text to be translated and supported. That's already built in from scratch. We knew we wanted to support that when we start building them. It takes time to do it properly. And it's every time you do release and have a new feature, we actually have to, every time that we have to have the protocol and the community in place to be able to go in, translate, send the translated text back in, we merge it into the code and then submit it. So every new language we add, just extends or potentially delays a release. And so we have to do it properly because we've done this before. We've translated a previous company to, I don't know, 15, 20 languages. And every time you do that, it makes the release schedule bog down. So that's just how it works. One interesting thing though is like when some of the real-time messages, like our notifications that we send or push the in-app cards, all the stuff that's like, or newsletter, a lot of that stuff now we can probably use AI to localize it really easily or translate it for you, or you can choose to actually translate the messages that we send to you with AI. So all that's coming down. The cost is coming down. The speed at which we can provide translated apps is coming down, make it a lot faster. So we'll get there. But yeah, for now it's English. So.
Yes. I don't know why I thought Yelly meant the live stream. It makes more sense that they were talking about the app.
Yeah. Why don't you guys just learn Spanish?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I thought that, Yelly. Yeah. Anyway, yes, absolutely.
Just do it for Spanish right now, starting now.
But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be so exciting. Gosh, AI is just making everything so accessible and exciting to like be able to do localization faster. Maybe we do it the other way too, the traditional way. But it's just gonna be be so exciting for not just us, but any company.
Yeah. I hate to put a timeline on that. I mean, we'd love to do it by this year. It's just you have to. There are certain things we need to get right and get done really well ourselves first in English. Mm-hmm. And once we do that, then it makes sense to start with a couple of other languages.
The other thing too is that enough of the strings that we use are colloquial English, just not super formal stuff. So if we're localizing, we can't just do like, let's say Spanish. We can't just like localize, especially because one, the colloquial stuff may not translate very well. Or may like translate terribly, like be offensive or something. So we have to like think of that through. But then if you think about widely distributed languages like Spanish or Arabic or English in each region, how do you say that? Like, how do you say what's up, good morning? Or how do you say I don't know, something super.
Are you DePIN or out? Like if you say the phrase, are you DePIN or out? Which is kind of a phrase it's an English phrase, might not make sense in any other language, or might. So it requires like having we make it public, open source it, all the text and all the strings in our app, so people can see it. We can have people translate it. You can earn UPT for helping translate it, and then we can vote on who had the translation and win that one. So. Yeah, but again, like if you think about all that requires actual work to create all that process.
What's I struggle with is now. So you already throw that in the mix. It's always been tale as old as time, since the Tower of Babel. Like how do you translate colloquial phrases? But now you add crypto Twitter into it, and so like you can don't speak English, but you know what LFG means. Like, how do you localize LFG? I've tried that before. Like, how do I say "let's effing go" in a different language or LFG, whatever? And it comes back in one language. It was like, "Fuck, let's go." I'm like, oh, that's not what I'm trying to get. That's not the vibe I'm going for.
Or like, wag me. We're all gonna make it.
Yeah. How do you translate this?
Yeah.
This is some of the subtlety and nuance that makes language so interesting.
Yeah.
This is why code is better. You just express what you need to express.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we're all going to be speaking prompts in the future anyway. Yeah. We're all going to be AI's meat sacks, bio hardware. Okay, so I saw something else here. It looks like they already answered it, but the question was, where do we stake our UPT? Go log into your account either on UpRock.com or in the apps.
Yep.
So the desktop app, the Android app, or the iOS app, and that's where you can stake.
Perfect.
Okay. So let's move on. Sorry guys, we're already over an hour, so we're just gonna do it. We're doing over an hour. We've got any updates here we have to share for Prism.
I'd say, the security issue last week slowed down some of the progress on this, because it was actually tied. Some of the repos were tied to, or potentially tied to it. So we just went through all of them, and so which means some of the deployment broke a little bit. So we're fixing all that. So no real updates to share. We just need to get it all working and looking great, because we do have a big show on Solana Accelerate next week, where we're going to be demoing Prism, talking to people, sharing the API keys. We want to make sure everything looks great, and all the things, all the security protocols we put in place. That takes priority. So besides that, like once we get the security protocols completely done, we've rotated all the wallets, etc. Some of the features, if you guys actually tried it out right now, you'll notice some of the features might have a server error. And so those need to be all fixed. Once those are all fixed, then we will actually start sharing it more widely. We have, like I said, over 600 signups from potential enterprise customers. We have not emailed them yet to actually go in and try it. So we need to just get through this week and make sure, and priority is like we have a big week next week in person. And then once we do all that, then we'll want to really amp up our PR, our marketing, our sales outreach, start reaching out to all the people who contacted us very, very early, reach out to the Solana Foundation, the companies who want to promote us, all our early partners, all our early backers. They all have communities, they all have networks. They're all excited to help promote this, but we don't want to turn any of that stuff on until we get just everything really working smoothly and working well. We're going to learn a lot next week when we do this in person, and then we'll start, kicking it up a notch. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all we got here. Anything else you want to add here? Christopher, first of all, smile. When you smile. I'm like the creepy guy now. You're so pretty when you smile.
He's pretty. He's pretty when he smiles, though. It's true.
You can tell when Chris is like coding while we're doing the live stream. He's multitasking.
He's actually asking ChatGPT, when will they stop how do I say it in a nice way to stop talking?
Goddamn server error is driving me goddamn nuts.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right, guys, it's been a great week again on chat with you. I'm excited that you guys are going to see each other in person. I'm sorry I won't be there with you guys, but I'm sure I don't drink whiskey. I know you two drink whiskey. I'm gin, so maybe have a gin something on me.
It's New York. We'll have a nice gin martini, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Also, you should do a Martinez. It's the granddaddy of the martini. It's what is it? It's orange bitters, gin, the maraschino liqueur. There's something else in there. Oh, the vermouth. It's a sweet vermouth.
Yeah,
it's the grandfather of the martini. It's delicious. It's called a Martinez.
Okay.
You don't see it very often.
A Sazerac's my choice usually. I love a
Sazerac.
Yeah,
good you like that rye? Yeah.
Yep, that's delicious.
Okay. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're very thankful every week that you're here.
As always, thanks for sharing your Thursday with us.
Absolutely, Jesse. You want to sign off?
Selamat po, right? Thank you.
Maraming salamat po.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's guys. Thanks so much. And I'll see you in New York. Anyone in the audience that's going there, hit us up.
All right. Bye, guys. See you next week.